Kevin Durant is going to sign with the Nets. He will join Kyrie Irving.
I had a great time in New Orleans, but I felt like it was time for me to move on.
I'm pumped to say hello. It's Clippers, Paul and Kawhi. Come on! Get up!
It's been so interesting to me. I've covered the sport for 2 decades, and the number of fans who come up and talk to me about specific players now, as opposed to teams, or say, my kid is a fan of X player as opposed to X team. How have you seen that change, especially with all the movement this summer that we saw with free agency?
So I've been with the league almost 28 years now, and so I've watched that same change take place over my tenure. I think part of it's a structural change in the league. We set out several years ago to shorten contracts. We thought we were better off tying pay to performance, as is the case in most industries, but we knew, frankly, the math as a result of that would create more free agency. Mm-hmm. And there's pros and cons. I think on balance, it's been very good. Mm-hmm. I think the downside, obviously, is that certainly I grew up where fandom was tied more specifically to a team and less to individual players. But I'd say, secondly, it's more of a societal statement. I think most people, as opposed to maybe our parents' generation, where the goal was to stay with an employer forever, most people move around a lot and they jump jobs a lot. So I think our fans can understand that, and I don't think there's the same expectation. So again, I think we've made progress over the years. Do I think we have the perfect system? No. I think, but any change requires discussions with our Players Association, and I'm sure next time we sit down with them, we'll probably be making some adjustments as well.
One of the most prominent agents in the NBA right now is Rich Paul, and the NCAA this summer is talking about rule changes that would impact agents who want to continue to work with student athletes who might want to retain their eligibility, test out the draft. What do you think about that?
And I think Rich has more than demonstrated that he's a professional negotiator and that he's a highly trained and competent agent. So I think the best way would be to say there are exceptions that can be made, and he would be a perfect example of that.
I mean, to me, one of the things about the NBA that's been a real strength is it gives opportunities to people who don't necessarily were born with every advantage.
Yeah, incidentally, I didn't even know all about Rich's background until I read a long feature on him in Sports Illustrated recently. I knew a little bit about his background and how he had met LeBron and their other group that worked together, but it's a classic sort of American rags to riches story, in essence. I mean, what he's overcome in his life, difficult circumstances, and the success he is today demonstrates that there are other paths to success. I mean, a traditional one is through college, but certainly the league, and I can't speak for the NCAA, we want to ensure that people from all walks of life can be successful in our system.
You have some rules changes coming in this coming season. The one that has caught the most attention around our place is the Coach's Challenge. You guys are doing a signal instead of flags. I'm first of all a little disappointed because I wanted to see Greg Popovich pelting things, but what do you think that's going to sort of be like for fans to watch coaches do that, and is there a coach you think is going to use that every game?
It's unclear. I would say we're approaching it as a bit of an experiment.
Okay.
We instituted the rule for 1 season. We've been trying it out, in essence, in the G League for a few different seasons. We've been tinkering with the rule a bit. I'm mindful also of those fans who feel we have too much replay. This is a game of flow. You don't want too many stoppages in action. So this is, I would say, a fairly limited use of a coach's challenge, and we'll see how it works. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun new element, whether used by Pop or any other coach on the floor. My sense is it will take them a while to tactically decide what the right way is to use it. We saw sort of its effectiveness in Summer League, but my sense was a lot of coaches, especially the assistants who were coaching the Summer League teams, were just using it to see what it would be like. So we'll see how it works out.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.